everyone. Today we're going to do our last section of Chapter 9. Can you believe it? We're going to be graphing today. We're still going to be talking about those intercepts. Remember, the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis, and the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. So we're still dealing with those two concepts, but today you guys are going to be asked to find the x and y intercept by looking at an equation. So yesterday you were finding it by looking at points on a graph. Today you guys are going to actually find the intercepts algebraically, so looking at an equation. So that's our goal for today. So we've learned how to graph different lines in many different ways. The main form or way of graphing is when it's in y equals mx plus b form. Remember what that's called? This form is called slope-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. Should be pretty familiar to you. So we know how to graph a line in that form, but today your equations are not going to be in y equals mx plus b form. They're going to be in standard form. So standard form is when your y isn't by itself. So you're going to see something that's a little bit more in this form. So a times x plus b times y equals c. So totally different types of equations that you're going to be asked to graph. And the easiest way to graph something in standard form is to look for those intercepts. Okay? So there is a shortcut alert to this method, okay? There's a long way to do this, but Mrs. Sanford is going to teach you the shortcut because no one has time for that, right? I'm kidding. You totally have time for it, but this is easier, so let's use it. So the method I'm going to teach you is a shortcut to find the x and y intercept, and the method is called the Coverup method. So if an equation is in standard form and I ask you to graph it, what you're going to do is find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So to find the x-intercept, you're going to cover up the y, and to find the y-intercept, you're going to cover up the x. Now the reason we do that is because when you are looking for the x-intercept, the y is equal to 0. So anything times 0 is 0. So that's why we can cover up the y value, okay? Same thing for the y-intercept, that's where the x is equal to 0. So we can cover up the x because anything times x is going to equal 0. So that's why this cover-up method works, okay? So let me show you what the heck I'm talking about. So 3x plus 5y equals 15. This is not in slope-intercept form. This is in standard form. So our job is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So we're going to use that cover-up method, and here's how that's going to work. So it doesn't matter which one you do first, it doesn't matter, but you're going to literally, I'm going to use my little box here. I guess I don't get a box. So you're going to cover up, I need something to cover up, man. Here we go. You're going to cover up that y value, because if we're trying to find the x value, y equals 0. So 5 times 0 is 0, so that's gone. Pretend it's not there, okay? So all you have left is 3x equals 15. That's an equation you can solve. Can't solve it with that in there. But if we make y 0, we can see that 3x equals 15. So let's write that out. 3x equals 15. So to solve for x is just a one-step equation. So you're going to divide both sides by 3. Divides both sides by 3. So x is equal to 5. Okay? And then we could write that as an ordered pair. I'm going to do that over here. X is 5 and y is 0. That's why we could cover it up, right? So there's our x-intercept. Oops, I should have written that up here. So 5, 0. Now we're going to find that y-axis doing the same type of thing. So to find the y, we're going to cover up that x value. So now all we have is 5y equals 15. So now we can solve that. 5y equals 15. Now we're going to divide both sides by 5. So y is equal to 3. Okay, now you have that y value, you can write your ordered pair. So for my y-intercept, my x was equal to 0, and my y is 3. Okay, so now you can plug that onto your graph, and you'll graph a little line. So let's see, 5 comma 0 over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up or down 0. Then over 0, up 3, 1, 2, 3. So there are my 2 points. I'm going to graph my line. There we go. I'm going to extend it. Extend this. There we go. There we go. There's our line. Make sure you have, oh, that didn't work. Make sure you have your arrows on the end. And there's your line. Alrighty. I'm going to let you guys try example number 2 so see how you do. Remember, you're looking for that x-axis and that x-intercept and that y-intercept. You should be ordered pairs, and you should be able to graph your line. So go ahead and try that one on your own, see how you do. All right, let's look at this page here. These are just a couple more examples. So what I want you to do is pause me. Okay, I'm going to walk through these, but you by no means need to listen to this. Okay, if you feel like maybe you've got this, you want to try it, pause me, mute me, and see how you do on your own. I'd like you to give it a try, but if you're not feeling confident yet, then you can keep watching. But here we go. All right, so I'm going to find that x-intercept by covering up the y. So what I'm left with is 4x equals 20. I'm going to solve for x by dividing by 4. So x is equal to 5. Okay, and as an ordered pair, my x-intercept would be 5 comma 0. All right, now I'm going to cover up the x value and find the y. Now the important thing with this problem is you have to keep that negative in front of the y value. That doesn't go away. So how I'm going to write this is negative 5y is equal to 20. So I'm going to divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. So y is equal to negative 4. Okay, so as an ordered pair, my y-intercept would be 0, negative 4. On your graph, you're going to go over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up or down 0, over 0, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your line. Make sure you use a straight edge, not like Mrs. Sanford. That's a really crappy line. All right, let's try this last one. Remember, you should be pausing me and seeing how you do. So I'm going to cover up the y to find the x. So 2x equals negative 12. Solve for x by dividing 2 on both sides. So x is equal to negative 6. As an ordered pair for my x-intercept, it would be negative 6, 0. To find the y-intercept, you're going to cover up that x value. So I have a positive 3y. So 3y equals negative 12. Solve for y by dividing both sides by 3. When I do that, I get y equals negative 4. So my ordered pair for my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. I'm going to go to my graph and graph those 2 points. So I'm going to go over negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then down over 0, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got my line. I'm going to use a straight edge, not like Mrs. Sanford. Oh my gosh, that's just the worst, just a terrible example. All right, hope that helps. Hope you did okay. All right, let's just recap real quick. I know this is a long video. Stick with me. We're going to recap. And we're going to see how you do with deciding what method you're going to choose, okay? So we have graphed lines 3 different ways. So we've graphed them using a table of values, and that was where we just had 3 ordered pairs. That was a long time ago. So you found 3 ordered pairs, and that helped you graph a line. Okay, that's one way that we've graphed. The second way we've graphed was by looking for a slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. You start at the b, you move with the m. Okay? Then this last way that we can graph that we just learned today is using that cover-up method. Oops. And that's where you were looking for the x and y intercepts. So there are 3 different methods, 3 different ways to graph lines. Now, they're not always going to come up and tell you how you're going to graph that equation. You should be able to decide what's going to be the best method to graph these equations. Okay, so just by looking at them, let's decide what each of these are. Okay, I have an equation, so I don't need that table of values. Okay, or I could do that table of values, but I think this method is kind of long. So, is it in slope-intercept form? Yeah, it looks like it is. Y equals mx plus b. So the easiest way to graph this line would be to pick out the m and pick out the b. You guys should be able to do that. So I'd like you to try example 3. Okay? Pause it and try it. And then see if you get the right answer. So how we're going to do this is my b is 1 and my slope is 2/3. So I'm going to start at 1 on the y-axis. I'm going to go up 2/3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to keep going until I have a lot of points here. Up 2/3. Whoops, not that. So keep going up 2/3. 1, 2, 3. And if you can't go anymore, you're going to go down 2/3. So do the complete opposite. Alright, so that's how you graph with slope-intercept form. That's what the best method for this problem is. Now this, I could do my table of values, but I think it would be a little long. It's not in slope-intercept form, so I think I'm going to try Coverup method with this. Okay, so I'm going to find the x and the y intercept. So I'm going to cover up your y to find the x. So I have 5x equals -10. And then to find the y, I'm going to cover up that x, so 2y equals -10. Now you guys should be able to finish this one because this is the method that we just tried. But what I wanted to show you here was that sometimes you're going to have to decide what method is best to solve for that line, okay? So I know this is a long video. Hopefully you did okay. Let me know if you have any questions.